So I'm a trial lawyer, and as a trial lawyer, I often get the question, what's the difference between a jury trial and a court or bench trial? So the difference is that for a jury trial, you have these 12 jurors that you have to convince. In a criminal case, you have to convince them unanimously. In a civil case, it may be more lax, but you have to convince these 12 individuals that your side is winning. So if you're a criminal defendant, you have to convince them that the prosecution didn't prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. If it's a civil case, you have to prove to them that your claims deserve to be granted by what's called a preponderance of the evidence. Or if there's a different legal standard for the specific cause of action, you have to convince them that you won your claim by that specific legal standard. In contrast, for a court or a bench trial, you just have a judge. There is no jury. So oftentimes in family court, what you're going to see is you're going to see a bench trial. There are no juries in family court. You're just going to see a judge. The judge is going to hear all the evidence. The judge is going to make all the evidentiary rulings. The judge is going to do everything in this case. They're going to be the judge and the jury. So you have to convince that person. There's advantages to having a court trial versus a jury trial. In a court trial, if you have a very specific or very complicated legal matter where the legal issues are kind of messy, you can at least be sure that the person that's making that decision has a legal background, is going to be a judge, knows what they're talking about. In contrast with the jury trial, a lot of these people don't have legal backgrounds. They don't have the legal expertise. They may not even know how to properly apply the law. So that could be an advantage. It could be an advantage if you're very good at talking to people. It could be an advantage if you're very good at connecting and persuading people. But it can be bad if you have a very complicated legal issue and you need them to make complicated legal rulings. That's difficult for a jury to be able to do. So there's advantages and disadvantages for having a jury versus a court trial. But in family court, you can be assured you are going to get a bench or court trial because there are no juries in family court.